Hello everyone, what's going on? It's yours truly again, Miss Cat Riel, the girl with 9 lives, and this right here is just the latest video from my blog, y'all. So you guys are having a new look. What do you think? Makeup is different, hair is different. Yeah, yay. I love it. Just fucking love it. So when I started blogging about 3 years ago, my friends thought I was crazy. They would ask me, Kat, how can you possibly have the nerve to go on the internet and talk about your most personal, your most intimate moments and the things that you go through and all of your struggles and post it so that everybody is able to see it? And I guess I didn't really know how to answer that question. And in a way, I still don't. You know, the way that I see it, when I make these videos, I make them on my cell phone in my house. So to be quite honest with you, there is such a disconnect because I can't see the viewers that are going to eventually watch me. All I see is me and my phone, my own reflection looking back at me. So it makes it a lot easier to open up and talk about these personal things. That being said, one of the things that made me apprehensive about starting this channel, and one of the things that took me about a year or two just to even get it started, was the fact that I had to become comfortable with the fact that people were going to leave comments, and that those comments were not always going to be good. And being somebody that was an avid YouTube watcher myself, I remember times when I would subscribe to a channel and go through the comments of a video that I particularly liked and see what everybody else was saying, and it used to just horrify me to see how mean people can be to a complete stranger. And I guess I was a little bit more understanding. The person was speaking about, when the YouTuber was speaking about like a political party or talking about a certain artist or somebody that was famous, I would expect there to be a lashing out of people that did not agree with that person. But in videos where people are just kind of like this video, where like in my channel, I just have an online journal and just talk about my life and just try to give people a little bit of an invitation into seeing what it's like to be me and the various different struggles that I have with having bipolar 2 disorder and having gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia and PTSD and ADD, you name it, right? A whole slew of things that I go through. And I'm not alone. I know that a lot of people go through this. Some of them are diagnosed and some of them are not. But nobody wants to talk about mental illness in this country, and nobody wants to discuss things that are really kind of like embarrassing. So because I had a need to vent and because I just wanted people to be able to relate to me, I decided I would do this because I knew that I was strong enough. Okay. Well, just because I'm strong enough doesn't mean that I'm not human. And although most of the comments that I get are 99% of the time wonderful, every now and then I get a little nasty comment by somebody. And it's always kind of like a shock to me when I get one because honestly, I don't know. I just don't expect people to be like that because I would never do something like that. Now, on my last channel, I really went the whole 2 years with maybe only receiving 1 or 2 negative comments at all, like in general, in total. I only got like 2 negative comments, I think, for the entire 2 years. And I had over 600 followers at that time. But this channel, I expected it to be different, you know, because this year I decided that now that I'm starting a new channel, since I lost access to my other channel, Cat Call, I decided to start this one. And this time I was like, you know what? Unlike my last channel where I tried to be like putting my best face forward and always trying to make videos only when I was in a good mood and trying to be bubbly and cute and witty, I wanted to include videos when my mental illness was running rampant, or when I was in the deep depths of depression, or when I was fed up and angry and frustrated at not only myself but the world. I wanted to put this content out there because I wanted people to know that if you're anything like me, you beat yourself up when you display these types of emotions and behaviors. And usually the people that are around you don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear you talk about it, vent about it, you know, unload on them about it. No, they just want you to be this one particular way, and that's So as I'm reading the comments, right, I come across this one comment by this one heifer, and I'm only assuming this is a female because it's like a really bitch thing to do, but I'm pretty sure it's a female. I don't know. If it's a guy, I still call him a bitch, so he's still a female. And it was on that video that I was like the most vulnerable of all the videos that I probably have posted on this particular channel. It was the one where I address my bipolar disorder and my gender dysphoria. I think the title of that video is I hate having BPD and I hate being trans, which I have to get into that last part in a minute. So here in this video, if you haven't seen it, I'm just coming home from dinner with my family and I'm just completely in the depths of a depressive state due to my bipolar disorder. And although I was aware that this state was going to begin because I was just coming off a manic state the day before, I really was not feeling very good at all. And then on top of that, I'm dealing with all types of dysphoric emotions and, unrational views on myself, like I was viewing myself in a light that was just not very favorable. And I was talking about how I always felt shame around my family. And people have misconstrued because of the title of that video, which states that I hate being trans, that as I'm talking about the shame that I felt when I was around my family that night, and the fact that I sometimes feel like I'm always feeling some sense of shame, people misconstrued that into thinking that I meant that I was ashamed of being transsexual, and that's just not the case. But I can see how people would make that distinction because I said it all in the same breath. But that's not what I meant. I should have been more clear. What I wanted to let you know was that what I felt shame over was the way that my life turned out. I had so many aspirations and I had so many goals set for myself and I was doing really well, but after I transitioned, things really changed. And because of that change of losing my career, losing my job, I started abusing drugs. And the way and the route that drugs took me is what I'm ashamed of, not being transsexual. And the shame that I felt when I was around my family, it was not because of my transsexualism. It was because of the fact that they're disappointed in the fact that I lost so much opportunity because of this drug use, and possibly even because of the fact that the biggest catalyst was me being transsexual, but not for being a transsexual as a whole, it was just the circumstances that followed with it. So I would really like to make another video where I kind of really clarify that better, but I just want to throw that out there in case anybody else was confused as to what I meant by that video. Now, on this video, right, this is where I come to the comment that I read. So this person, who I can only assume is a woman, I think her name is Lip Shits or something. I don't know her fucking name. Anyways, this fucking bitch, right? Here I am being vulnerable, pouring out my heart out, trying to just get a grip on myself. And this bitch comes for me. She's like, you need to get a therapist. You need to stop whining. And it sounds like a personal you problem. And I was like, oh. Bitch. Why would you come after somebody that's pouring their heart out to their journal, by the way, on their channel, PS, and just trying to come to terms with the fucking mishmash of emotions that I'm going through, and you see that as ammo and an opportunity to attack somebody? What kind of demon are you? You nasty, rancid little bitch. But I decided to pray for her, and I kind of did call her a thunder cunt, but she had it coming, you have to admit. I know I should have risen above it. I know I shouldn't have called her any names. That was childish, and I wish I regretted it, but thunder cunt, lip shits, I don't regret it. You are a cunt. But I'm really happy that you're watching my videos anyway. I hope you learned something, and I send you a big hug and smooches. Now, as for the rest of you, the comments that you make are just beautiful, and I thank you for all of your support because it reminds me of my last channel and how I had interactions with those viewers too. And I never thought that any I never thought for a single moment that anybody would ever find my life at all interesting or even learn something from it. It's truly a blessing to have this platform. Even if it's just 10 people watching or 100 people watching, it doesn't really matter. The fact that anybody is able to get anything out of this, it's worth it to me. So I just wanted to put that out there, and also once again show much gratitude. And speaking of gratitude, you guys, I'm going to start this new thing where I am going to give one thing that I'm grateful for every single morning, and I want you guys to do the same in the comment section. These videos are only going to be like a few seconds long, but I want you guys to definitely be interactive and leave me a comment of what you're grateful for that day. Let's do this every morning. That way we can get our day started off right, you know? Let me tell you something. Dealing with bipolar disorder and depression, it's easy for us to fall into a funk, you know? But one of the tools that I learned in therapy, since I've been going for 2 weeks now, lip shits, thank you very much. Made some comment about therapy. Anyway, so I learned that there are tools that you can use and utilize in order to not fall into the depths of depression. Shall I tell you what they are? Yay, I will. Okay. Tool number 1. When you start feeling the depths of depression, stop what you're doing, turn off the sad music, put away the donuts, and just start making a gratitude list, whether in your head or on paper. But by doing this, you get away from the feeling sorry for yourself and the feeding into the depression, and you can actually change your mood by changing your attitude. And this is something that I've been putting into practice recently, and it totally works, you guys. You have to try it. Tool number 2, if that doesn't work, then try this. Do something for someone else. By focusing your energy and your attention on another person's needs, it gets you out of your head and gets you out of your own problems. And therefore, by letting go of your own ego and just focusing your energy on someone else, it gets you out of your funk. And it brings good karma, and people like you more. So I hope these tools are useful to you guys. If they are, let me know. If you can think of anything else, please leave that in the comment section. I'm always using and looking to use new tools to help me combat this terrible thing called bipolar disorder and depression. So that being said, I'm going to bed. It is late. I gotta get this makeup off my face and start the next day tomorrow looking fresh. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys later. Lip shits, get some sleep because you're really crappy. Bye guys.